himself. Greg Elliott, 6 made threes for him. His team is dialed in as they make a big push to try and bolster that NCAA tournament. Not going to get many better opportunities than home with this crowd behind you against a top 20 team.
Great atmosphere. This place is rocking.
And we are underway. Pittsburgh in gold, Miami in black. And it's the Panthers that start with the basketball. Staying with the same starting five. All five transferring into this Pitt program and making huge impacts. This is a team that there's not one player that stands out. Exemplified in the last 4 games. There's been 4 different leading scorers. Greg Elliott's one of them. That 3 off the mark. And Isaiah Wong chases it down. He leads the Hurricanes, no doubt about it, Isaiah Wong.
He does as you take a look at the starting five for Miami, but you're right, Isaiah Wong, he is the key guy for this Miami team because of this right here. His ability to get into the paint and create for himself or others.
He'll usually make you pay from that spot. A week ago on the road at Cameron Indoor, he was fighting through a virus. He's back to 100% today. He's held to just 7 points against him. He's usually up near 20. Hinson right to the rack. Everything but the finish. Good close by Norchad Omier, the rim protector. Miller into the lane. And that's an offensive foul. Now what a job Jim Larrañaga has done with this Miami team. A lot of moving parts. Yes, they went to the Elite Eight for the first time in program history a year ago, but that was with a totally different team that they have this year.
Hall of Famer. I mean, he is one of the best in the business. Really enjoy watching the energy that he has, watching him run a practice or shoot around. And quite simply put, he has put them consistently in a position to be in the NCAA tournament.
Here's Nelly Cummings, the floater. Misfires, and both teams still finding their footing offensively in the early goings.
Ball screen defense, I think this is going to be key for Pitt. How they defend Miami in pick and rolls. They like to run a lot of ball screen actions, Miami.
Pittsburgh's missed their first 3 shots. Hinson, he leaves it short. But stayed with the play. Blake Hinson opens the scoring for Pittsburgh. Count it plus the foul. Credit Hinson for sticking with it after the miss.
Well, for a guy that did not have 1-2 in the last outing, hit a lot of threes. This is just great work off of the steal, and certainly something that Miami needs to watch. They gave up a lot of turnovers. Points off of turnovers. That's something Coach L talked about. We cannot turn the ball over on the road against this Pitt team.
Here's Norchad Omier. Double team comes in and a foul called. Jamarius Burton stuck a hand in there. There's Jeff Capel, a team that was picked 14th in the ACC preseason poll right now, and Joe Lunardi's last 4 in. What a job he's done with this team.
I mean, there's a lot of names you can throw around for ACC Coach of the Year, and I would say Jeff Capel is at the top of that list. He has done an outstanding job with this Pitt team.
Federico, rejection at the rim. The sophomore from Finland. And they cash in, gone the other way, Jamarius Burton. Miami 3 minutes scoreless to start this game. Nigel Pack got a good look but missed it. Burton right to the rim in attack mode. Foul called.
Well, Their transition offense set up by great help side defense. Again, the rotation gets over, and that's a big-time block by Federico, and then in transition, Burton with the pull-up. Both coaches, Jay, talked to us about making individual defensive plays, and what they both meant by that is for Miami, they have guys that can go individually and make plays for themselves. They're going to continue to need more efforts like that on the defensive side to start their offense.
With both teams shooting so well in the wins during the midweek, you know both coaches coming into this game were saying, look at what they did last time out. Feels like both teams have really put an emphasis on the defensive end to start this game.
That was the key for both of these coaches when we spoke to them this morning at shoot-around. We're going to have to defend. And now Pitt, again, watch all the ball screen actions that Miami runs.
Long. He traveled first. Miami starting really slow. 3 turnovers, and they've missed all 4 shots they've taken.
Yeah, credit Pitt's defense. Again, that was the emphasis in this shoot-around. And when we spoke with Coach Jeff Capel, he said, look, defend. We're going to have to defend against a very good offensive club in Miami that runs a lot of actions, and then they have some individuals that can break you down off the bounce.
Hinson into the lane. Scoop to the hoop, doesn't go. Here's Isaiah Wong, still trying to get going. Pittsburgh smothering Miami on defense. Finally a breakdown as Jordan Miller rocks the rim.
And that's a nice pass by Omier. Breakdown and then overplay by Pitt. Nice little backdoor action, and the pass was on point. Much needed bucket for Miami.
It'll be Miami basketball when we come back. The Hurricanes have come into the Pitt and are struggling offensively with you. Terrific game here between Pittsburgh and Miami. 2 teams battling at the top of the ACC, but also the winner of this game is going to get a nice big boost on their NCAA tournament resume.
Yeah, huge game. Implications at the top of the ACC standings, and 2 teams, Jay, that come into this game playing really well offensively. Pitt's last game, they made 18 threes, a program record. And on the other side, Miami went on the road and had an impressive win against Florida State, where they had 5 guys in double digits.
You know, this is a Pittsburgh team that's been one of the best stories in college basketball, a resurgence in year number 5 under Jeff Capel. Right now, ESPN's bracketologist Joe Lunardi has the Panthers projected in the NCAA tournament field, albeit last 4 in, but in is in.
Jeff Capel wanted none of that conversation whatsoever. We laughed, and he said, look, I know that's your guys, the media's job, to talk about that stuff. We're doing it 1 game at a time, and that's in his message to his team before every game. Let's go 1-0. Let's focus on what's in front of us this afternoon, and it's a really tough task. A Miami team, well-coached Hall of Famer and Jim Larinaga, and they have one of the best backcourts in college basketball, Isaiah Wong and Nigel Pack.
The one thing that Pittsburgh has going for them today is they've gotten this atmosphere into the game early. The Oakland Zoo is packed. It's great to see this scene because it really is one of the best home venues in all of college basketball when they are rocking and rolling, and early on some defensive stops that really has gotten the crowd up out of their seat. Yeah,
winning does that, and keys in this game as you take a look at the home court wins since 2002, 2003. Pitt, I mean, they're right there with some of the best in college basketball. And Jeff Capel, because of the start that they've had, they've created this atmosphere back here, as you said, in the Oakland Zoo. This place has been loud, and it has been rocking well before this game started.
So Miami went empty on their first 7 possessions. Scored on the last one, though. Took a real long time to get this offense going. Norchad Omier trying to muscle his way to the rim, denied by Federico. That's his 2nd block of the afternoon.
That's just a great individual defensive play by Federico.
The blow by Cummings couldn't finish it, though.
Pitt has done a nice job keeping Miami out of transition. Jeff Capel, when we spoke to him this morning, he said, look, we must do a good job in transition defense.
Omier splits the two defenders up off the window and in for Norchad Omier.
What a pickup he has been. The guy's averaging a double-double. They got him listed at 6'7", but he plays much bigger than that. And Jim Larinaga said he is relentless in his pursuit of the ball on the offensive or defensive glass. This right here, just a big boy move. Again, great footwork, little up and under, and he is so strong. One of the better rebounders, not just in the ACC, but in college basketball, leading this top 25 Miami team.
Here's Hinson, tough take to the rim for two. Last game, Blake Hinson made a career-high 8 threes. Didn't even attempt a two. He's already got 2 from inside the arc today.
And, Jay, that's a smart move by Hinson. Again, guys are running out at him. If you make 8 threes in a game, like you said, they're going to be up on you when you catch it.
Isaiah Wong all the way to the rim. Both teams just in attack mode, going right to the hole.
That guy right there is a pro. Isaiah Wong, one of the best guards in college. He can score with the best of them.
Pull-up pop from Sabandi, misfires. Norchad Omier fading away, left it short. Up ahead to Burton, finds Federico. A lot of contact, no call. Wong pulls the trigger and hits. Isaiah Wong fires Miami in front for the first time today.
I'm going to say it again. That dude is going to be playing for a check when he leaves Miami. And they use him in a lot of ball screens. Jeff Capel and staff said, look, we have to have really good pick-and-roll coverage because Miami will put you in those situations with their backcourt of Pack and Isaiah Wong.
Nice answer from Jamarius Burton. Here's Anthony Walker, his first touch of the game. Can't connect. Hinson left alone. He'll usually make you pay. That rattled in and out.
That's a beautifully designed play. Double screen. That time Hinson popped right out.
Wong comes up short. Both teams having a lot more success at the rim than from 3. Cummings trying to change that. He misfires. Burton stays with it. The hustle plays paying off for Pitt. Can they cash in? Burton does not go down.
And Pitt early on, they're getting high percentage shots. Dribble drive the previous possession, dribble drive kick to the corner, wide open look. They made 18 threes the last time. They're just missing some shots early, but certainly getting some quality looks.
Wong contested. Points at a premium right now, Malcolm Huckabee. Both defenses dialed in. It's a huge game in the ACC for both teams. Federico skying to the rim.
That's a beautiful read by Cummings, coming off of that screen and roll, and it's like Coach Larinaga is going to get a timeout.
Timeout, Jim Larinaga. Not much to separate these two teams. We're having fun here in Pittsburgh. Shot 50% from 3. in their win against Florida State, and yet they're ice cold to start this game.
Well, and a lot of that is by design. Both these coaches talked about the importance of defending the three-point line. I think early on, though, Pitt, they've had some good looks. They just missed some open looks. Miami, on the other hand, they're a team that if you try to take away the three, they got guys in Wong and Pack that will try to break you down off the bounce and get into the paint. But make no mistake about it, credit both defenses early on, making it difficult to score.
Tough contested take, but Anthony Walker finds the bottom. Two teams that come in knowing the significance of this game, both in the ACC, both teams in the top four right now, chasing Virginia and Clemson, but also at the bigger picture, Pitt trying to get back into the NCAA tournament. That'll help. Guillermo Diaz-Graham, count it, plus the foul.
Well, that's twice now. Pitt has had nice reads by the guards. This time off a nice little pin down, good read, and then the strength. That's a big-time finish.
The freshman who stands at 7 feet tall. Came over to this country from Spain, and with John Hughley out for the remainder of this season, Guillermo Diaz-Graham playing some big-time minutes. Completes the three-point play. About midway through this first half, it's a 4-point lead for Pitt. Beverly, another contested look. Pittsburgh is dialed in on the defensive end, no doubt about it.
Yeah, they're doing a great job. And just individual defensive play, nothing schematically. Miami's just trying to break off, go one-on-one. And Miami is doing a nice job of forcing them into difficult shots.
Miami's cranked up the pressure. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Went right through the hands of Diaz-Graham that time. Only the second turnover for the Panthers today.
And Jeff Capel told us point blank, he's like, listen, pick and roll defense, yes, but then when they break it off, we're going to have good individual efforts defensively against their wings and guards.
Walker draws the foul. This is a deep bench that Jim Larrañaga has as well. He'll play 10 guys, and all of them can make an impact. A.J. Casey, Anthony Walker, Harlan Beverly, Bensley Joseph, all guys that come off the bench for Jim Larrañaga's team, and allows Isaiah Wong a chance to take a breather. Won't be a long breather, though, I can guarantee you that.
Well, what it does, though, it gives him options, and they don't lose much. Obviously, having Pack out on the court when Wong goes out of the game, certainly you don't lose much.
Double team. Diaz-Graham dispossessed up ahead. Harlan Beverly rejected. Great transition defense. Nike Sabandi.
Well, Jay, what's going on right now, though, Miami's doing a good job on their ball screen coverage. They're hedging hard of the bigs and forwards, and they're forcing some turnovers for Pitt.
Count it, plus the foul. Jordan Miller.
That's a beautiful out of bounds underneath, but back to the block. Great recovery in transition. And then right here, out of bounds underneath, caught Pitt sleeping. The pass was on point, and he made a difficult shot. Look easy. Beautiful execution on the out of bounds underneath by Miami.
Miller completes the three-point play, and now Jim Larrañaga decides to put some pressure on Pittsburgh. Double teams coming in quickly for this Hurricanes team. Seven seconds to shoot. Get it to Burton. He has to hurry. Only 1 second on the shot clock. Heaved up. Off the mark. Offensive rebound keeps it alive, though. Elliott, kick out three. Does not go down. And a frustration foul for Guillermo Diaz-Graham.
This right here, again, you don't mind the hustle and effort. Another good look for Pitt, in and out. Yeah, once he secured the ball, that's when you got to let go. Now, the fans don't like it, ticky-tack, but again, he's got to understand he secured it. You've made an attempt at it. You got to let go. Ref felt he held on a little bit too long.
After Pittsburgh made a program record 18 threes in the win against Wake, they've made 0 today. As Bensley Joseph buries that one to put Miami back on top by 2. And then the steal, Joseph doing everything. Miami has numbers. Off to Miller. And Miami with 5 points in about 5 seconds.
Watch how active Miami is with their hands, and then their bigs are doing a great job hedging on ball screens. Watch how they defend the ball screens of Pitt.
Federico cleans up the spill. Much needed for Pittsburgh. Miami was on an 8-0 run before that bucket. Hurricanes have made their last 3 shots. Turnover, but the Hurricanes red hot right now. Huck, Bensley Joseph providing the spark.
Well, the defense has been great for both teams right here. Joseph, nice little dime. Miami up 2. Well, Jay, Miami's up 2 on the road, and it's because of their team defense. They're doing a great job. Ball screen coverage, big steps out and hedges hard. Look at the rotation on the back end, and then they come up with the steal. That is textbook team defense, which led to offensive opportunities on the other end. Right now, they are all locked in, communicating well, and doing a good job taking Pitt out of their offense.
Yeah, both teams really dialed in defensively. He's Malcolm Huckabee. I'm Jay Alter. Which is funny because both teams incredibly efficient in their midweek wins. Pittsburgh made a program record 18 threes on Wednesday against Wake Forest, a record that had stood for 26 years. And wouldn't you know, they've missed all 5 threes they've taken today. That just did not drop for Federico. Bensley Joseph stepped on the gas all the way to the rim. He's been a really big spark off the bench for Miami.
Quality minutes. Isaiah Wong on the bench. They bring in Joseph, and he's knocked down threes. That time, though, in transition, I think the biggest thing, his defensive effort has been huge, creating opportunities on offense.
Hinson for 3. That doesn't fall. Miami's made 4 straight. 3 of those have been Bensley Joseph, who's got the ball here. Passes off to Nigel Pack. Miami started slow, but they've grabbed control of this game on the road. Miller, great hesitation, leans in, and now it's a 6-point lead for the Hurricanes, their largest of the game.
And, Jay, that's a design isolation. They broke off their play because they like that matchup. Hey, let them go to work. That's a beautiful head fake, up and under, and then soft touch with the floater.
Miami's made 5 in a row. It's a 12-2 Hurricanes run, and Pitt turns it over. Everything coming up Miami right now. And most importantly, they've taken this electric crowd out of the game as well.
And this is why Miami, though, is very difficult to match up with. They run excellent offense, but then they also run a pro-style offense where if they like a matchup, they're just going to break it off ISO and let that guy go to work. Like that again. They like the matchup of Miller versus Hinson, and they're just letting him go to work. break off the play, isolate him at the top of the key, and that's twice now he's scored on isolations.
Miller has 12 to lead all scorers, 5 of 6 from the floor. Miami really starting to separate now, a 9-point lead. And another turnover, back-to-back turnovers. Blake Hinson not happy. That's now 6 turnovers on the game for Pittsburgh, and Miami's made him pay on the other end. Jordan Miller leading the Hurricanes.
Identifying the matchup that they wanted in that situation. Coach Capel goes to his bench now and trying to find somebody to match up against Miller. It looks like they're going to put a little bit more length on him. But certainly Miami as a team, again, they're going to try to exploit whatever matchup they think favors them.
Impressively, Miami's 15-2 run has been with their best player, Isaiah Wong, on the bench. Another great look. That time doesn't fall. Pittsburgh in a scoring drought of 2 minutes and 40 seconds. They are desperate for a make. Burton out of control. It'll stay with Pittsburgh underneath their own hoop. Panthers just one of their last 8. 5 turnovers in the last 6 minutes as well. Contested 3, bottom. Greg Elliott delivers. Boy, did Pitt need that.
That's one of the few times Miami does not close out with hands high. That time Nigel Pack came out, hand was down, and he made him pay.
Miller goes baseline. Jordan Miller matches his season average with 14 points already in this game, half of Miami's scoring. Burton weaving through traffic. Norchad Amir rejected at the rim. Well, that's a travel. Miami's made 7 of their last 8. They control an 8-point lead on the road. Number 20 team trying to take care of business. Well-deserved ovation for what they accomplished 2 decades ago.
Yeah, really remarkable what he was able to do with that team. And nice to see them back in the building, honoring them for a great run that they had.
An incredible accomplishment. And you know, that was also the first year of the Pitt opening 20 years ago. So to cap it off by going to Madison Square Garden and winning the Big East, something that, you know, the banners are still here, will be remembered for a long time. Norchad Amir hammers that home. The steal and the slam for Norchad Amir.
Miami is one of those teams where they are active, not only in the passing lanes, but when you're dribbling, if you're careless with the ball, they're going to try to get their hands on it and create turnovers.
Burton misfires. Amir grabs the rebound. Pittsburgh, 7 turnovers. They're shooting 8 of 28 from the floor. Way out of rhythm offensively in this first half. Inside to Amir. He's fouled. Take another look at Norchad Amir on this last possession.
And look at the activity on his hands. Again, active hands. Bigs that are mobile, and then he almost rips the rim off right here. Jim Larinaga said he reminds him of Kenneth Farid. He said his pursuit of the basketball on the offensive or defensive glass is just relentless. And he is a big reason why they're in the top 25.
I don't know where Coach L pulled that name from, Kenneth Farid, but it's money. It's spot on.
He didn't hesitate when we asked him, and you take a look at that.
And look at the numbers. They back it up entirely. 17 points a game, 12 rebounds a game, and shooting 60% from the floor in the last 30 seasons. Look at those names: Tim Duncan, Oscar Tshiebwe, and Norchad Amir. His numbers stacking up right with them.
Last season, Sun Belt Player of the Year and also Defensive Player of the Year. And Miami continues to make it difficult for Pitt to get anything going on the offensive end.
Long back into the game. Miami on a 20-5 run over the last 7 minutes. They've grabbed control of this game. Offensive foul called against Ruga Poplar.
This is what Jeff Capel talked about. Winning your battle individually. Great defense right in front of the ref. A good call. Certainly a charge there. And again, Jeff Capel said his guys are going to have to make individual defensive plays because you're going to be on an island at sometimes against this Miami team.
Greg Elliott fouled shooting 3. And that gives a great opportunity to end a 2.5-minute scoring drought. Pittsburgh started this game up 6-0. Since then, Miami on a 31-14 run. You look at the upcoming games for Miami and Pittsburgh, and they're all over the ACC network. The Panthers in Chapel Hill on Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And then next Saturday, a top 25 battle, Miami against Clemson. That's 3 Eastern. Both games on ACC Network. And Miami still with a path to potentially win the ACC regular season. They have that tiebreaker against Virginia. And if they could pick off Clemson a week from today, obviously a long way to go in this game. But so far, so good for the Hurricanes. This is a team that could absolutely still win the ACC.
Wide open, I think, for a lot of teams. And what a fun finish this is going to be in a really competitive and stacked ACC.
Step back 3. Joseph misfires. Sabandi into the game. Long all over Sabandin. He forced that one. Under a minute to go with this first half. Miami leading by 8. Long off the mark. Burton, that's a tough take, and it drops for Jamarius Burton.
He is so strong. Great upper body strength that time by Jamarius Burton. Big time finish after bucket through contact.
8 points for Burton. It's a 2-possession game. Walker. What an immediate answer for Anthony Walker. 10 seconds left in the half. Burton looking to call his number again. Off to Hinson. Deep 3. It's good! Blake Hinson ends the first half with an NBA range 3.
Well, he made 8 of them the last time out. A breakdown in communication by Miami. They don't switch here. And then this guy is the one that you cannot leave. Again, he made 8 threes in his last.
Miami's up by at least 10. So is that a good sign for Miami or Pittsburgh headed into the second half?
I think it's a good sign for Pitt, in particular the way that Miami played defense in that first half. Coming out, though, obviously the first 5 minutes of this second half, key for Pitt to adjust. Obviously, defending Jordan Miller is going to be key.
Nigel Pack, a quiet first half. Dumps it inside. Norchad Omier gets Miami started in the second half.
Nice little dive to the post that time. And again, a nice read by Nigel Pack. That's something Jim Larinaga talked about with his backcourt. he's been impressed with their ability to not only score for themselves, but then make good reads and set their teammates up for some quality looks.
5 seconds to shoot. Burton through traffic. Can't connect. Up ahead, Miller can't quite track it down.
Look at the spacing on this last possession by Miami. Again, nice little pin down, and then they do another screen action. He dives, and a nice duck end of that time by Omer, but it's all set up by the post-entry pass by Nigel Pack. That's pinpoint passing, a good read by the guard for Miami.
Pittsburgh coming off that big win Wednesday night against Wake Forest. Joe Lunardi, ESPN's bracketologist, has the Panthers in the last 4 in. This would be a huge resume win against number 20 Miami. Trailing by 7. Step back, Cummings contested off the mark. You see Lunardi has the Hurricanes as a 5 seed right now. So for them, this would be a big-time road win. Elliott, transition 3. Does not drop. Pitt's getting good looks. They're just not knocking them down.
And that was the same in the first half. You're absolutely right, Jay. They've had some good looks from 3. Now, again, they've had some turnovers, but otherwise, they've got some quality looks, just unable to convert. And for a team that made 18 threes in their last outing, they've been cold at home in this one versus Miami.
Elliott in trouble. Hands off to Hinson. Hinson. A lot of contact. They call an offensive foul. They said Norchad Omer had positioning on Hinson.
And the key thing is, if you look at what Omer did, he jumped straight up. The rule of verticality. And then, look, he jumped straight up. Yeah, and he got the elbow out. That's a good call. And I'm surprised they don't take a look at that one again. He's trying to make a move, but he certainly made a lot of contact. I think that's a good call by the official. And the big thing is
leading with that elbow.
Yeah, the leading with the elbow, I think, is what got him. And refs in good position. Easy call for them to make.
Kick out 3. Poplar getting a friendly roll on the road. Wooga Poplar fires Miami in front by 10.
All name team right there. Love the name. Wooga Poplar. Certainly that's a big 3. Push this thing to double digits for Miami on the road.
And the threes have not fallen for Pitt. They've only made 2 tonight. They've had a lot more success going inside. Jamarius Burton continues. He's up to 10 to lead the Panthers. Long splits the double team. Kick to the corner. Poplar again. Back-to-back threes for Wooga Poplar.
We asked Jim Larinaga about the progression of Isaiah Wong. He went to that right there. Dribble drive, unselfish play, and kicked it out. He could have easily tried to put a shot up for himself, drew 2 defenders, and then kicked it out to Poplar, who was wide open in the corner. That's textbook dribble drive and kick.
Hinson from the logo off the mark, but offensive rebound. Cummings, second chance points opportunity, and he buries it. Jeff Capel takes a timeout after the Pitt make. But it's Miami that has control.
Plays like this, though, you can see the progression. Last year, maybe he tries to take a shot for himself. Makes a beautiful read, 3 guys around him, dribble, drive, kick, playing more like a point guard now. Everybody knows he can score, but when I asked Jim Larinaga this morning, he said, look, I've been impressed with his decision-making and making other guys better. That's been huge for Miami and the success they've had.
Wong's the go-to guy for this Miami team. You take a look at the Hurricanes' resume right now. Quality wins against Virginia, Rutgers, and Providence, currently projected as a 5 seed. Big reason why is Isaiah Wong, and not just the scoring, as you said, Malcolm, but his improvement as a facilitator for this team. 10 seconds to shoot for Pittsburgh. Cummings, he connects on a 3. Two-possession game after the Nelly Cummings 3. Wong, an immediate answer. Isaiah Wong delivers again for Miami.
Just so tough. Again, he can create for others, and then he'll go and get a bucket when he needs it.
Back-to-back threes for Pittsburgh. Blake Hinson dials that one in from deep. And the Oakland Zoo is bouncing again. The crowd back in it. Kick to the corner. Pack. He hits it. Nigel Pack. His first make of the day, and it's a big one from 3.
If you want to show offensive spacing and then making an extra pass, show that last possession. Beautiful offense, but Pitt right now coming alive offensively, knocking down shots, and now they're getting some driving lanes.
These two teams have combined for 5 straight makes. Wong dribbles out of the double team, settles things down. The extra pass to Pack. Back-to-back threes. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Nigel Pack.
You can't have better spacing and ball movement. I mean, they're breaking you down, dribble, drive, kick it, and then make the extra pass. They're getting open look after open look, Miami.
Wong up top. Beverly's there to poke it in. Miami is red hot. 4 straight makes for the Hurricanes. Burton. He'll be at the line when we come back for 2. Nigel Pack, he was scoreless through the first half, but he's coming up clutch here in the second.
The ball movement by Miami. Extra pass, nothing but the bottom of the net. They are rolling right now offensively. That shoot-around. It's going to come down to individuals making plays defensively. I think the biggest thing, Jay, is containing dribble drives. They've been getting beat off of the basket, off the bounce, and that's hurt them because the help has to come over, and then they're getting wide open looks, Miami, when they throw out of it.
Pittsburgh certainly capable of climbing back into this game and winning it. They overcame second-half deficits here at home against North Carolina and Virginia to win those games. It all starts with stringing together some stops. Right now, Miami has made their last 4 shots. Bensley Joseph trying to find Walker, mishandled. Samandi has it for Pittsburgh. Hinson hoists the 3, misfires.
Another pretty good look that time. Hinson again. That's a pretty clean look. The closeout was a little late for Miami. Just unable to convert on that one.
Dumped inside, Omier. Isaiah Wong at the scorer's table, ready to check in. Back inside, Norchad Omier making it look easy down low today.
Well, he does a nice job that time ducking, and he bailed out. And I think it was Beverly bailed him out, and certainly him ducking in that close is a good thing.
Omier late to close out, leads to Jamarius Burton 3. 15 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. He's doing everything for the Panthers. Rejected at the rim. Hinson got a piece of it. How can they cash in on the offensive end? Trailing by 8. Burton in attack mode. Rolls on in. Back-to-back buckets for Jamarius Burton. Walker, the spin cycle, missed the layup. Burton, with Walker all over him, doesn't get the call. Hensley Joseph calls a timeout for Miami. Pittsburgh's cut it to a 2-possession game.
Well, Miami still continuing to be in front, but defensive plays like this from Pitt and then Burton with the bucket. They're hanging around.
Right now.
He's been huge for them, scoring all 3 levels right here, ducked behind the 3-point line. I love his ability to play through contact. One of the stronger guards in college basketball. And Jeff Capel, when we talked to him about him, he said, look, he is a guy that should be in the discussion for a first-team all-league guy. He is that good. There's a little bit of everything for Pitt.
Foul call. Burton, 17 points, 5 assists. Take another look at this.
Yeah, nice back to yeah, that's a foul. Again, a lot of body there. Certainly they were late, and again, that's communication on the little rub screen at the foul line, and because Miami has been shooting the ball well from the 3-point line, you have to be up there on the catch. So when they're getting these backdoor cuts or cross screens, you have to communicate if you're Pitt. Joseph has been really, I think, key for Miami. That's his, I believe, 7th point, but when they inserted him in the first half, he gave Jim Larinaga a huge boost when Isaiah Wong went to the bench defensively and then hit some timely shots for Miami.
Hinson, another deep 3. This time it goes begging. Pittsburgh made that program record 18 threes on Wednesday night. Now just 5 of 16 from 3. Here's Isaiah Wong in attack mode. Couldn't connect. Nice defense by Hinson. Now can the Panthers get something on the offensive end? Nelly Cummings. All the way to the rim, no finish. Battle for the loose ball, kept alive by Burton. Kick to the corner. Burton got O'Meara in the air. Here's Hinson for 3. He buries it.
Jay, that's all set up. Jamarius Burton, unselfish play. He could have easily settled for the first 3. Head fake. Kick it to a guy who's made 8 threes in his last game. Excellent offense by Pitt and unselfish play that time by Burton.
Burton and Hinson have combined for 30. Miller leans into Burton, and they call Burton for the foul with 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Burton really not happy.
Yeah, I felt he's got a good argument on that one, but right here again, hustle play by Burton. You reset it. Now again, he could have easily settled for that head fake and then dribble drive, kick it out. The spacing is there, but the willingness to pass, I think that's the big thing. And Jeff Capel's talked about that. This is an unselfish team, and that one right there again, looked like he jumped in to the defender right there, and I think that's a tough one.
Jordan Miller shooting 3. Burton still giving the officiating crew an earful, as is Blake Hinson. And that's the one thing I think that's plaguing Pittsburgh today, Malcolm, is you make a big 3 like that, you can't string together enough good plays in a row to really ever gain momentum.
Yeah, now again, we have the luxury of slowing it down and having replay. I think it's more the angle. Again, that angle from above that looks like he's coming out and Miller smartly jumps into the guy jumping out. I think the big thing is the closeout was not good. You have to be there on the catch.
Miller 2 of 3 from the line. Almost grabbed his own rebound. But it's Pitt ball, trailing by 7.
Coach L almost got taking it out over there on the sideline. His watch is off. He's putting his watch back on.
Inside, Burton swatted from behind. Wooga Poplar. He went airborne for that one.
Now, the only thing I don't like about that, he could have potentially kept possession for his team.
Hinson stepped on the line. Another Pitt turnover. That's 9 against the Panthers today.
Now, again, he's late, but then the recovery, again, you punch it out of bounds. That's when I think maybe he could have kept, but he wanted to let Burton know, I'm going to be here. Nice recovery. Just would have liked to have him see, if you're Miami, to try to keep possession for your team.
Inside to O'Meara. He has feasted there, but misses that one. Hinson driving on Miller. Burton calls for the screen. Gets it. 10 seconds to shoot. Cummings pulls it out. Nelly Cummings on the move. Shot clock did not reset. Foul on the floor with 3 seconds left on the shot clock. As we step aside, a fun finish coming. Number 20 Miami trying to hang on. 7-point lead on the road. Season as both of these two teams chase Virginia and Clemson atop the ACC standings. And Malcolm, this is a position that Pittsburgh has not been in recent history. In fact, they've been stuck on 6 wins in conference play. Now they've got their 7th. Can they continue to push on? They've got an awesome atmosphere behind them, but right now trailing by 7. Second chance opportunity. Greg Elliott delivers.
And what a play by Federico. Not trying to force it back up off the offensive rebound. Kick it back out.
Wong, step back 3, and he's fouled. That's the second time this half that Pittsburgh has fouled a 3-point shooter in the act of shooting and given Miami 3 free throws.
Well, the problem is Isaiah Wong. Look how shifty he is. I mean, that's just, you got to get there, and he's closing out. Yeah, he makes contact. And then right here, again, Federico, off the miss. A lot of bigs try to force this back up. 4 guys around you. Kick it back out to your shooter. That's a big-time offensive rebound, and then read by the big fella, Federico.
You know, and back to the standings for a second, Malcolm. Both teams are just focused on going 1-0, but you and I and everybody watching knows how crucial a game this is for how these teams will finish in the ACC.
And yeah, I think, you know, probably more important to Pitt, holding home and then a resume builder. Again, your top 25, Joe Lunardi has them right now, last 4 in. When you start talking end of season and you look at teams' resumes, obviously it goes a long way to beat a top 25 team. And if you take a look at our guy Joey Brackett's, where he has Pitt right now. So again, I think the implications of this game, huge. And the standings, and obviously for Pitt, they're trying to get a resume-building win.
Contested three, Hinson. Bounces off, no good. Wong weaving through traffic, settles it down with Nigel Pack. That's been the hot corner for Miami. Doesn't continue. Miller off the mark, no good. Cross-court pass, finds Elliott. This time, takes it inside, lays it off for Federico. Miami now 5 minutes without a field goal. Their only points have come from the foul line. Pittsburgh ramping up the defensive pressure, but Wong, ice cold. He is so crafty. Big-time shot taker, big-time shot maker.
I mean, off the bounce, you're not going to find too many better in college basketball. When he gets it going, he's shifty, and then his ability to raise up over you off the bounce is the reason why he is a next-level player.
Hinson for three. He drills it.
The atmosphere in this place is rocking.
Just like that, it's a one-possession game. The Oakland Zoo is alive, trying to will the Panthers for a stop, and yet Isaiah Wong, Captain Clutch. You know it's coming. You still can't stop it.
I'm going to say it again. When that dude leaves, he's going to be playing for a check. I mean, listen, that's not bad defense. That's just a guy that knows where he wants to get on the court. I'm going to ice you, and then I'm just going to raise up over you. That's just a big-time bucket from one of the best players in college.
Burton answers right back. These two teams, like a heavyweight fight, going punch for punch down the stretch.
And Burton saying, I got you, too. I'm a first-team all-league guy as well, too. What a battle we have going on here.
Long turns it over. Elliott for three.
Well, I like the move, though, last time, and it looks like Jim Larinaga is going to get a play call, but the last possession, Pitt looked like they were going to double Wong, try to get the ball out of his hand, not leave Burton on an island out there one-on-one with him.
Pack, a give and go, got a good look, couldn't connect. Foul called against Miami on the rebound. It's Pitt ball. Jordan Miller flagged for the foul. Panthers with the Oakland Zoo behind them, trailing by 4, but it's Isaiah Wong who's been the superstar, going nuts. An awesome atmosphere, and Wong has scored the last 7 points for Miami. Malcolm Huckabee, he is trying to will this Hurricanes team to the finish line.
Yeah, both he and Jamarius Burton. Burton 19 points, 7 assists in this game. The two star players for their team showing out and making great reads. I think early on, Wong was making some good reads, setting his teammates up. He knew it was game time. Now he's making some big-time buckets. On the other end, Jamarius Burton, so impressed with his all-around game. 7 assists. He's also got 5 boards in this game as well, too. Playing a complete game for Pitt.
Just under 4 minutes left in regulation. Pitt trailing by 4. Big ball from Norchad Omier. What's going to separate these two teams down the stretch?
Individual defensive plays. If you're playing man, you're going to have to guard Isaiah Wong. And then I like what Pitt's doing here. They just tried to isolate Burton on the post. They're trying to post him up, let him use his size and strength.
here's Burton. He leads the Panthers with 19. Called for an offensive foul. Wave off the basket.
Well, I saw that from here. He got his arm out. Referee, again, it's the positioning. They're sitting right there. I saw the arm come out once, and then, okay. Now, he got the arm out. He sold it pretty good. But, again, cannot extend the arm in that situation. Now, I'm going to give him a pretty good acting award for that one as Miller scores. But definitely he got the arm out, and I think that's what the ref saw there. Made that call, and that's a tough break. 2-point swing in favor of Miami.
Miller now up to 18 points. Foul called. They're going to grab it on Norchad Omier. That's his second. Everything going through Burton right now for Pittsburgh.
Rightfully so. He has been the guy, again, points, but also his decision-making. If they help Miami, then he's making some good reads to set his guys up for open looks.
Burton causing contact again. This time no call. Can't connect. Had a wide open jumper after Poplar went down. Here's Nigel Pack. 10 seconds to shoot for Miami. Poplar. What a great play. Norchad Omier. And it's an 8-point lead for Miami. 2:20 left in regulation. Pitt desperate for a bucket. Scoreless for the last 2 minutes. Cummings backing down Pack. Federico cleans up the spill, plus the foul.
Quietly, he has been huge for Pitt. Great on the offensive glass. The drop down is not there, and then that's a big boy. Grown man move right there, and then you take a look at the spacing again by Miami. Clear to see the excellent spacing that Miami has, and that's all set up by ball movement and their ability to knock down threes. You have to honor those guys, and then they're able to get into gaps and find people.
Rims out, no good. Still a 6-point game with 2 minutes to go. Miami trying to close out what would be an impressive road win. Into the lane. Too much on it. Pittsburgh has numbers in transition. Hinson a three. He hits it. Blake Hinson cuts the lead in half. Timeout, Miami. Buckle up. We've got a fun finish coming here at the Pitt. Transition defense, but Pittsburgh got the stop, made him pay in transition.
Heaving, getting the stop. Pitt's defense has been great in this stretch right here, and then poor transition defense by Miami. You cannot leave them open on the three-point line. That's something Jim Larinaga talked to us about this morning at shoot-around. He said, look, our transition D must be on point in this game. It's been pretty good throughout this game, but in this last 3 to 4 minute stretch, they've had some breakdowns.
Blake Hinson and Jamarius Burton, those two combining for 38 points. In this second half, they are willing Pitt to try and complete this comeback.
And I think the big number, Jay, the turnovers. Pitt early on, they had a lot of turnovers. Miami has 12 turnovers, points off of turnovers in this game. A lot of those were in the first half. They've cut down their turnovers, and then they've been getting stops defensively and getting out in transition. On the other side, Miami, I gotta believe Isaiah Wong is going to have the ball in his hands on this possession right here. They're up 3. He has not had a shot in his last couple of possessions. I got to assume Jim Larinaga is going to send something his way off a ball screen and then get him isolated.
Here he is. 15 seconds to shoot. Wong Right to the rim. Through contact. He missed it. Cummings into the lane. Fading away. It rolls in. We've got a one-point game with under a minute left in regulation. And listen to this crowd come alive.
Look at this battle. Isaiah Wong against Jamarius Burton.
Wong turns it over. Here's Burton. Right to the rim. Hinson gives Pittsburgh the lead. The Panthers lead for the first time in this second half. Timeout, Miami. It's a 9-0 Pittsburgh run.
Jay, when we asked Jeff Capel what this game was going to come down to, he did not hesitate to say individual defensive plays. That right there, coming up with the turnover, and then this guy on the offensive glass putback. That is a big-time comeback by Pitt, and it's all set up, though, by their defense.
2 minutes and 7 seconds ago, Miami led this game 68-60. Since then, Pittsburgh has kept Miami scoreless and gone on a 9-0 run. The Oakland Zoo has hit a fever pitch.
The atmosphere, again, it's hard to describe, but this place is shaking right now. It is loud. They are on their feet. If you're Miami, I think you're still going back to Isaiah Wong.
Miami out of timeouts. When do you take the shot if you're Miami? There's about a second and a half separating the game clock and the shot clock. Wong with 10 seconds left. Ripped away by Burton.
Individual defensive play. Jeff Capel said it. I'm going to repeat what he said again. Individual defensive play. Jamarius Burton, no help comes. He stays home and makes an unbelievable defensive stop against one of the better one-on-one players in college basketball. That's a big-time defensive stop by Jamarius Burton.
Still had a foul to give, so this next foul will send Pitt to the line. 7.1 seconds remaining. Miami out of timeouts. Pittsburgh has 2. Elliott the inbounder. And he stepped over the line. It's Miami ball. They're going to review it, but Miami, as it stands, would get the ball underneath their own hoop because Greg Elliott stepped over the inbounds line. And
it's a huge mistake if he did, because Jamarius Burton was coming open free off a screen, and that would be really a big break. Now, if I'm Jim Larrañaga, again, you put your faith in Isaiah Wong, you might have to look at Jordan Miller in this situation, or somebody else get Isaiah Wong in a ball screen to get Jamarius Burton off him. But right now they're reviewing. Yeah, the ball hit the line. Oh, man.
So it wasn't the foot that went over the line. It was the ball hitting the line. It's Miami ball. The officials went over and confirmed the call.
And that is...
And the Hurricanes, because of the review, gifted a timeout. They were out of timeouts. Now Jim Larrañaga was able to draw something up.
Absolutely, you're right. In that situation, you're right. Gave him a timeout he did not have.
Now, if you're Pittsburgh, you do have one foul to give. Do you think about fouling here?
Just do not want to do it in the act of shooting.
Into Miller, and the foul comes.
And that's exactly what I suspected. Now,
you don't have
Coach Larinaga going to somebody else other than Isaiah Wong. And again, remember, in that first half, Jordan Miller, he was a guy that got it going. And this was the matchup he was on. And so it looks like they're going to try to get Miller.
Inside to Omier, ripped away. Foul called with 2.5 left, back-to-back. Big-time steals by Pitt.
Activity right here with their hands, great. And another missed opportunity for Miami.
Miami out of timeouts. It's 1-1 for Greg Elliott.
And I think the key thing, you're right, no timeout. So if you're Miami, a make or miss, you're going to have to draw up a play that's going to take you down the other end of the court and get a quick hitter to try to either tie this game or win it, depending on what he does from the free throw line.
It's a three-point lead for Pittsburgh. Jeff Capel takes a timeout to set his defense. And this is deja vu for Miami. The Hurricanes the last 2 Saturdays have gone on the road in conference play, lost it overtime by 2 to NC State and by 2 at Duke a week ago. They had an 8-point lead, 68-60, and are on the verge of losing another one-possession game on the road in conference.
And a lot of this, you have to credit Jeff Capel and Pitt. Jeff Capel talked to us about this, the makeup of this team. They are a team that is not going to get down on themselves, and they're able to recover from some adversity. That's been the biggest difference. Typically, years past, they would have folded going down 8 or 10 this late in the game. They stuck with it. Big reason why, though, their defense solid, and then offensively, they were getting higher percentage looks.
Pittsburgh trailed in this second half for 19 and a half minutes. Took the lead with under 30 seconds to go for the first time since the first half. What an incredible effort by this Pitt team, trailing by 8 with a little more than 2 minutes to go, to find it in themselves, buoyed by this tremendous crowd, and now 2.5 seconds away from what would be a huge NCAA tournament resume win. Beverly the inbounder. Miami without any more timeouts remaining. Into Miller. To Wong for the tie. No good! The comeback is complete. Jeff Capel's Pittsburgh Panthers knocks off number 20 Miami in stunning fashion, and now they stand alone as the number 3 team in the ACC.
We talked about resume building.